Hello, wonderful students of NUT Endwell Model Science School. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing great. Good. I want to welcome all the wonderful students of Key Stage 3 in 9 to this special online class. My name is Teacher Itodo, and I'm going to be your teacher for today. And I hope you guys are preparing seriously for your basic education certificate examination. That is your basic. Okay? Good. So quickly bring out your mathematics notes so as to kickstart this class. The first thing you're going to do for me here is to write today's date. Okay? The subject is mathematics. Of course, we are preparing for basic, so we are no longer using Maths 301 or any other code again. The topic we are going to discuss today is going to be more of revision because we've done this before. Okay? So the topic is inequalities. Inequalities, everybody. Good. Let's quickly get to introduce inequality. Okay, like I said, inequalities is no longer a new topic again. We discussed this far back year 8, and we are equally going to look at it here again because of basic. This is one of the topics that every year, basic, NECO must set questions, not one question, not two questions. Set questions from this topic every year. So I want you guys to pay key attention to this lesson because it's going to help us a lot as far as our basic education certificate examination is concerned. I know the exam is coming very soon. Okay? So quickly let's do one or two things here. Like I said, it's not longer a new topic, but let's still remind ourselves or our source of what this topic is all about. In mathematics, inequality is defined as a relation which makes a non-equal comparison between two numbers or two mathematical terms and expressions. Okay? This is just a simple definition of inequality. And this definition is going to help us to study this topic as far as inequality is concerned. Okay? But don't expect that NECO will ask you to define inequality. They will never ask you this question to define inequality. But the definition is going to help us to study this topic better. Is that okay? Good. So let's quickly move to inequality notations. Okay? We have different notations as far as inequality is concerned. Okay? And these notations are 1. Like I said, the table below shows the notations and their meaning. The first, let's put the notation here and let's have the meaning. The first one is this, and the meaning of this sign is less than. The next one is this, and the meaning of this is greater than. Okay? Then the next one is this, and the meaning of this is greater than or equal to. Okay? Greater than or equal to. And the last but not the least is this last one, which is less than or equal to. So these are the notations. So let's look at the graphical representation of notation on number line. Either on number line or on line graph. Okay? Because basic will always ask us question, or NECO will always ask us this question to solve a particular inequality and represent the solution on a number line or on a line graph. So it's going to be very nice for us to study this part of inequalities. Okay, the keys to graphical representation of notation on number line are as follows or as shown below. Okay, these are the key. When you have less than has a key of arrow towards left hand side with unshaded cycle. Okay, the arrow will face the left hand side with unshaded cycle attached to the line. That is something of this kind. Okay? The next one is greater than. Greater than also has its own key. That is arrow towards the right hand side with unshaded circle as well. This is what I'm talking about. And the third one is greater than or equal to. It has its own key as well, which is arrow towards right with shaded circle. This time around, I'm going to shade the circle. Okay? Look at it here. Good. Then the last one, which is less than or equal to, the arrow will be towards the left-hand side with a shaded circle. Like this. So these are the different ways to represent inequality on a line graph. Is that okay? Alright, so let's move on. When to change the direction of the arrow, okay, the direction of the inequalities. Okay, there are a few conditions that warrant us to change the the direction of the inequality during the course of what? Solution or solving. Good. So let's quickly look at this. I say the following are the factors that can change the direction of the inequalities. Okay? The following are the conditions. So the following are the factors that will change. Sorry for this repetition. Good. That is, sometimes when you are solving inequality problem, the less than could change to what? Greater than. Are you getting what I'm saying? Okay? Greater than becomes what? Less than. Then greater than or equal to becomes what? Less than or equal to. Less than or equal to becomes greater than or equal to. Okay? So these are the different ways that the direction of this inequality could change. But there are some conditions that warrant us to change this direction. And let's quickly look at the conditions. 1. When you multiply or divide both sides of the inequality by a negative number, when you multiply or divide, take note of this, when you multiply or you divide both sides of the inequality by a negative sign. You know what negative numbers? You know what I mean by negative number? Negative numbers are numbers that come with minus sign. Okay? Numbers that come with minus sign, they are referred to as negative numbers. So when you multiply or divide both sides by either of any of those negative numbers, then you are going to change the direction of the inequality. If the inequality happens to be less than before, you are going to change it to greater than. If it is greater than or equal to, you are going to change it to less than or equal to. Is that okay? Good. The second condition, when you swap the entire equation, meaning when you change the entire equation, when you rotate the equation, I mean 180-degree rotation, not 360-degree rotation. That's what I mean by swap. Then we are going to change the direction of the sign of inequality. Take for example, I have 2x plus 3 less than 7. If I should swap this, it's going to be swapped to what? 7 greater than. The initial sign here is less than. But because I swap this inequality, I rotate in this inequality 180-degree turn, then I'm going to have 7 is greater than 2x plus 3. Is that okay? So these are the two conditions that warrant us to change the direction of inequality. Are we on the same page? Good. Let's continue. So these are the directions that we are going to change. Okay? So the next one is very important note. Okay? Please take note of this. Don't just change the direction anyhow. Note that addition and subtraction of numbers will not and cannot affect the direction. Okay? The addition and subtraction of numbers cannot affect the direction. So when you add both sides, when you add 2 to both sides, don't say because I've added 2 to both sides, I'm going to change the direction. No. Is that okay? Good. Examples. Let's quickly look at few examples. Solve the inequality. Solve the following inequality. Ignore this inequality here. Solve the following inequalities. Just ignore this. Okay? Good. Thank you. Solve the following inequalities. Number 1. I have 3x plus 3 is less than or equal to 18. 3x plus 3 is less than or equal to 3. Good. This is what we want to solve. Solution to this. And sometimes we ask to solve this same inequality and at the same time represent the solution on a line graph or on a number. I'm going to show you that also. So quickly, we have our 3x plus 3. 3x plus 3 is less than or equal to 18. Good. So what we are going to do here, the same way you solve normal linear equation, that is how you are going to solve the inequality as well. So what we are going to do here is to collect the like terms. So I have numeric term here to be 3, that is plus 3, and I have also by the right hand side to be 18. So I can move this plus 3 to the right hand side. And since it's plus 3 here, by the time it crosses the sign of inequality, it will change to minus. So I'm going to have it as 3x less than or equal to 18 minus 3. Is that okay? So that is what I'm going to have here. 3x less than or equal to 18 minus 3. So the next thing is, if you have 18 minus 3, the answer will be 15. So 3x is less or equal to 15. Are we on the same page? Good. So we'll solve further by saying, divide both sides by 3. Divide both sides by 3. And if you divide both sides by 3, you are going to have 3x all over 3 less or equal to 15 over 3. Now look at this place. I said divide both sides by 3. I didn't say divide both sides by minus 3. So since we are not dividing both sides by a negative number, our direction will remain. Okay? So we are not going to change the direction of this inequality. Are we on the same page? So 3 divided by 3, that is 3 cancel 3, we'll be left with what? With x. Look at 3 cancel 3, we are left with what? X. So you bring down your x less than 15 divided by 3, that is 3 into 15 will give us what? 5. So we have our 5 here. So the final solution to this inequality is x less than 5. So by the time x, if you have any number that is less than 5 and you substitute it into this relation, you are going to have it that the value by the left hand side here will be less or equal to what? 18. Is that okay? Good. Let's quickly look at how to represent a particular solution either on a line graph or a number line, whichever the terminologies that you come across, they are all talking about the same thing. Good. So either line graph or number line. So let's see how we can represent this on the line graph. So the first thing we are going to do is to draw the number line. And I guess you guys know how to draw the number line. But I'm still going to remind you how to draw your number line here. So the first thing, draw your line. This is your straight line, very simple straight line. I locate your center 0. Okay? It must not necessarily be center, but preferably you have to locate the center. So when you look, after that, the next thing is to number from the left hand side towards the left hand side, and number from 0 towards the right hand side. From 0 towards the left hand side, they are negative numbers, and from 0 towards the right hand side, they are positive numbers. So from here you have minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, and so on and so forth. Then you have plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4 down to infinity. Okay, so let's quickly number the number line there. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and there, and so on and so forth. So here you have what? Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, as the case may be. So the next thing is to locate your 5. Look at, that is the first thing we are going to do. Locate 5 on the number line. This is my 5. So I'm going to locate this 5 on number line. So I have 5 here. Okay. So this is my 5. Since this is less than or equal to, the arrow will be towards left. Look at the arrow here. Look at this arrow. And look at this arrow. Okay. So the arrow will be towards left hand side. And since it's less than or equal to, it means we are going to shade this circle. It means the circle will be what? A shaded one. So let's shade the circle. Can you see it? Good. So you finish representing this solution on a number line. And this number line represents x less or equal to 5. If it is x less than 5, then we are not going to shade this. Is that okay? Good. So we are going to look at another example again. And all right, let's quickly look at the second example. The second example is a very important one, and I want you guys to pay attention to this. They are very simple. Write down the inequality represented by the graph below. Write down the inequality represented by the graph below. This is a basic question. This is the graph. This is the line graph. Okay, study this line graph very well. You have from 1 to 6, and you have from -1 to -6. Then the number, the line is on -1, and you have your arrow towards the left. So solution. To solve this, the first thing you are going to look at is to bring down the value of your x. That is the first thing we are going to do. So let's quickly write down our x. That is the variable. Then the next thing is to look at the arrow. Okay, the arrow is towards left. So because this arrow is towards left, and the circle attached to the arrow is unshaded circle, so we are going to have our inequality notation pointing towards left also, and that is why I have it this way. Do you understand? Then the last part of this solution is the number that this line or this bar is resting on, and that number is -1. The number is what? -1. So you are going to write -1 here. And this is the relation. X less than -1. This graph is a representation of x less than -1. So this is how to interpret graph as far as inequality is concerned. Is that clear? Good. So these are a few examples that we've discussed. Let's look at the last one. The last example, solve the following inequality. Solve the following inequality. 5x greater or equal to 7x plus 22. 5x greater or equal to 7x plus 22. Very simple. So write your solution. Then the next thing is to bring our inequality back, which is 5x greater or equal to 7x plus 22. So what we are going to do here, like I explained earlier, solving inequality is almost the same thing as solving equation. Okay? The only difference here is the sign of equality and the sign of inequality. Good. So let's collect our like terms here. You have an algebraic term here which is 5x, and there's another algebraic term here which is 7x. So we can collect these two terms together because they are like. So in collecting these like terms, we are going to move this 7x from the right hand side of this inequality to the left hand side of the inequality. And 7x here is a positive number. So by the time you move a positive number from the right hand side to the left hand side, it will turn to what? Negative. So you are going to have it as 5x minus 7 greater or equal to 22. Okay? So I guess you know why you have minus 7 here. Good. So 5x minus 7x will give us minus 2x, because we are taking 7 away from 5. And 7 is greater than 5. So our answer will be what? Negative. So we are going to have minus 2x greater or equal to 22. Is that clear? Good. So the next thing is to divide both sides by minus 2. Minus 2 is a negative number. And because we are dividing both sides by minus 2, remember one of our factors again, that when you multiply or you divide both sides of the inequality by a negative number, we are going to what? Change the direction of the notation. Do you understand? So because we are dividing both sides by minus 2, this notation, which is greater or equal to, will be changed to what? Less or equal to. So we are going to have it as minus 2x less or equal to 22. So we are dividing both sides by minus 2. So minus 2x all over minus 2 less or equal to, I guess you know why we have less or equal to now, because we have we have changed the direction because of this negative number. So minus 2x all over minus 2 less or equal to 22 all over minus 2. So 2 will cancel 2 here. If 2 cancel 2, we'll be left with what? Minus 2 cancel minus 2, we are going to be left with what? X. So x is less or equal to, if you divide 22 by 11, if you divide 22 by, beg your pardon, if you divide 22 by minus 2, you are going to have minus 11. So 22 divided by minus 2 will give us minus 11. So we have our minus 11 here. So our answer is x less or equal to minus 2. Look at the original notation. Greater or equal to minus or equal to 7x plus 2, 22. The original notation is greater or equal to. But look at the final notation, less or equal to, because we divide both sides by minus 2. And once you divide both sides of the inequality by minus 2 or by any negative number, you are going to change the direction from the original direction to the next, to the opposite of that direction. That's okay. So I think with these 3 examples, we are going to stop this lesson here. But before we call it a day, I'm going to give you guys homework. And your homework will be purely based on basic past questions. Okay? So check your evergreen. I guess you guys have your evergreens at home with you, because that is what we are going to be using to revise and prepare for this basic education certificate examination. So check your evergreen, that is the basic past questions. The first one, 2014, page 6, paper 2, number 36. 2014, page 6, paper 2, number 36. Check 2018, paper 2, page 6, number 31, page 7, number 35. Check also 2015, paper 2, page 5, number 13, page 6, number 28. Check also 2017, paper 2, page 5, number 2, paper 2 again, page 7, number 26, number 27, number 28, number 29. You can imagine 2017, we have about 5 questions from inequality. Question number 2, question number 26, 27, 28, and 29, just 1 year. So inequalities is a very important topic. Okay, so do well to study this topic and do justice to your homework at home. So with this, sorry, before we go, make sure you show the working steps of all the questions, because I know you guys, some of you just go and copy the answer and you tell me that the answer is 7. Show all the working steps of all the questions. Is that okay? Good. So I want to sincerely appreciate you guys for participating in this special online class. Okay, and once again, I am teacher Itodo, and do well to do your homework and have a nice day. Thank you and goodbye.